Hello everyone and welcome to another reading. Today we are going to do an individual reading for an NCT member, which is Doyoung. Now in this case, I have to say that I've been wanting to do this video for a while now. Like every time I'm like, oh, I need to do an NCT member. Right now I've been thinking a lot of like, oh, it has to be Doyoung. I don't really know why. I even woke up today with a song and I was like, is that Doyoung singing? No, it turns out it was the ending for Monster by Yetso, and I was like, oh, well, they're from the same company, right? So maybe that's why I got confused. Anyway, okay. Besides the point, in this video, we're going to check 4 different sections. We're going to check his current energy, his career, his love life, and any healing messages that come through. And with all of that said, let's just jump into his current energy. So, how is Doyoung currently doing? Like, what's going on with him? Let's see his current energy. Like, what's up with him right now? Oh, that's a lot of cards, actually. I'll take the bottom of these cards and then continue shuffling. What's going on with Doyoung right now? What's up with him? And I'll take the bottom of these cards as well. So, I had a feeling that Doyoung was going to be pretty chatty, but I do not want to go on and on right now. Because with 3 cards, it's enough for me to just babble on like crazy. Okay, so let's see. So, to start off, we have the 4 of Swords. So this tells me that right now, his mind is cool, calm, and collected. He's resting, he's meditating, he's kind of connecting with himself, and he's having a very clear sense of judgment and mind. So, I don't really know what NCT has been doing up to now. Like, what are they doing? What's going on with them? I have no clue. I haven't really followed up to what they're doing. If they're not having a comeback... Oh, wait. NCT 127 is going to have a comeback. I mean, 127 is going to have a comeback in September, right? So maybe they're working on that. I do not know how much in advance they work on their albums and stuff. But yeah, with this 4 of Swords, this tells me that he's resting, he's chilling, he's relaxing, bringing himself together to this center, stable point so he can have a clear mind. Number 4 is all about stability and being grounded and centered. And this 4 of Swords, Swords talks about our mind, our speech, our way of thinking, our intellect. So I do feel that right now he's pretty calm. Like, he's not stressed, he's not anxious about anything. He seems to be doing pretty well for himself, and because of that, he can have a good night's sleep. So it seems like he's doing well for himself right now, at least from the mind perspective, right? The next card that we have is the 5 of Wands reverse. So usually upright, this card talks about fighting, like maybe physically he's fighting with other people, but with it being reversed, I kind of feel like he's not in any conflict, he's not facing any challenges that are out of his hands or that have pushed him to the point of fighting with other people. Like, he's doing okay. Since he has a cool mind right now, he doesn't really feel stressed enough to start fighting with others. Like, he can dissuade any conflict or argument that arises right now. He can before it turns into a fight, he can just bring everything together and calm everything down. So with this 5 of Wands reverse, I do feel that he's avoiding issues, he's avoiding conflicts, and even though there's changes going on around him in his environment, he's not engaging in any fights, unnecessary fights. He's not like getting into any of that. So he's taking action, but not in a way that will create conflict in his environment. Now, the other card that we have right here is the 5 of Cups. So the 5 of Cups talks about someone that is a little bit on the down, a little bit pessimistic. Here we have 5 cups, right? And out of the 5, 3 of them have fallen over and all the water has spilled out of it. And this person is looking at those cups like, oh no, my poor cups. But this person is not looking at the other 2 cups that are upright, perfectly fine and full. So in this case, it kind of talks about someone that is focusing on what's not working. And with cups, we're usually talking about emotions, spirituality, or creativity. So in this case, I do feel that maybe he's feeling a little bit emotionally dissatisfied, a little bit sad, in the sense of like maybe he doesn't feel as fulfilled as he wish he would, or maybe he just kind of gets his blues once in a while, and because of that, he may lose a bit of creativity or a little bit of inspiration, or even a little bit of motivation to do stuff. So maybe Doyoung just naturally has a pessimistic outlook on life, but he still has pretty clear judgment about things, right? He can be sad and still know what's going on in his surroundings. It doesn't have to be that bad. So I do feel that everything is pretty much okay with him, though. I do feel that with a 5, though, we are seeing that he's going through a change in his life right now. That has seemed a little bit out of whack, but it's nothing crazy. It's nothing that has created conflict with him or his environment, even though it has put him a little bit sad. I think sad. He may be a little bit sad because he doesn't have a optimistic outlook on what this situation is about. But this feels very general. I don't really know what area of his life this is talking about. So let's just jump into his career, which is the second section of this video, and see what's going on there. So what is going on with Doyoung's career? That was quick. We have Pluto. So Pluto is a planet of transformations and changes. This can be very drastic, not over the top as in like dramatic, but it could reach points like those because it's like a death and rebirth type of energy with Pluto. Let's see. So what's going on with Doyoung's career? We have expectation and unity. So the reason why there are transformations in his career is because there's a set of expectations or a goal that he has in mind for his career. And maybe his goal, or he expects to have a more united group or a more united staff or something that makes him feel a lot more supported and a lot more secure. So I do feel that these cards are kind of just showing that he's going through a transformation in his career in order for him to accomplish those things that he wants in his life. So yeah, with expectations, there's something that he wants. There's a sense of freedom, a sense of fulfillment, a sense of happiness that he's aiming and striving for, and also a sense that can give him the communication and understanding that he desires. He wants people that are honest, people that are truthful, people that he can easily communicate with and feels understood by. And also he wants to be with people that will kind of inspire him, that will keep him motivated and will give him, you know, in a way, power him up and give him the drive to continue doing what he loves and what he likes and what he cares about. Also, this card makes me think almost of a phoenix rising. So I do feel that there's a sense of his expectations is to have a successful transformation, right? Again, with Pluto, I mentioned this death and rebirth type of thing. It seems like he already knows that change is going to happen. He's just hoping it comes out into his favor, which in this 5 of Cups reverse, this 5 of Cups upright, we kind of talked about the sense of having a pessimistic mentality. So I do feel that he's trying to override that part of himself to try to be a bit more positive and hopefully having the success that he's looking for in his career. But I do feel that his comes from a place of wanting teamwork and a strong support group. I don't think this success is a type of like being known by the public or liked by the public or wanting to have a hit song or whatever. No, he seems like he wants a sense of unity in his career. So maybe just a group of people he feels very tight with, or a group of people he feels very close with, and he can trust with no doubts at all. Now let's put this here. Let's get just a few little details as what's going on with Doyoung's career. Wait. He's very chatty. Look at all the cards that I keep getting. I'll take them all this time. It's okay, Doyoung. Let's talk. What's going on with you? Let's have a chat. I feel that I get a lot of cards with him because he doesn't have much to say for each card. Like, maybe that's why. Oh, we have the Fool. We have the 8 of Swords. Okay, those two kind of make sense together. We have Temperance reverse, Tower, and the 2 of Pentacles. So remember how I talked about transformations? Yeah, this Tower card is talking about more transformations. But let's start with the Fool and the 8 of Swords. This one's kind of come together very nicely. So with the Fool, we're talking about someone that trusts in the process and they're about to start a new beginning, a new chapter, and a new path in their life. And this is someone that is ready to just take that leap of faith and trust that everything's going to work out and everything's going to just be in the place that it has to be, and that it doesn't matter how he goes about it or where he goes or what he does. he will end up in the place that he has to end up, meet the people that he has to meet, and end up doing whatever he has to do to reach the goal that he has in mind, which we saw is a sense of unity. Now, with the Eight of Swords, again, his pessimistic mind is just kind of jumping out and stepping into his sense of wanting freedom and achieving his goals. So the Eight of Swords usually talks about someone that is stagnant, someone that has a mental burden, right? Something that's holding them back. And this is someone that is kind of blindsided in a way. Right now he seems to be in an energy where he can't, even though he's working on getting clarity, he's having issues with having the clarity on his situation or how to go about this sense of freedom and this desire for unity, right? During this transformation, he's finding it very difficult to move forward or get things done because he can't see too clearly what's the right path, because he just needs to trust that he's going on the right path, right? That's why the Fool is here. But I think these two cards are just kind of saying that he's slowly learning that he's the hero of his own story, that he's a protagonist of his life, that he's the one that has the control of taking action or inaction as whatever he wishes. So this Eight of Swords is kind of saying that he's stagnant because he's overthinking something, or he's stagnant because he's worried about something, or maybe he's not seeing something clearly, and because of that he's not moving forward. But if he were to use his intuition, he will figure out that he can get himself out of this dilemma if he just opens his mind a little bit. Like, this is not super bad. Again, it's his way of seeing things, this kind of natural pessimistic way of seeing things. It's not necessarily bad, as in, like, it's not so bad that he just doesn't trust in anyone or loses hope on every situation. It just kind of randomly and naturally creeps into him, and he starts having doubts about situations. And that is not bad necessarily. That's just who he is as a person. And that kind of mentality brings him a sense of impatience and being out of balance. So with the Temperance, we're talking about Sagittarius energy, and this card is reversed. Temperance also talks about being guided and protected, feeling a sense of balance, which we will talk a little bit more about that here. Also, this talks about someone that is connected to earth and connected to spirit. They have a very strong sense of the 3D and the 5D. They're very balanced, so they're able to jump between and understand both pretty well. But with this card in reverse, I do feel that there's something that is not aligning for him right now in his career. Like, he may be a little bit impatient about something. Like, maybe he has already wished and prayed for something to happen and it hasn't happened yet. And because of that, he's losing a little bit of patience, and he could even be losing a little bit of trust that his dreams are gonna come true. And I do feel that that's why the Temperance card is reversed. Like, he has been asking for something and he feels a little bit left out in the cold. Like, life is not listening to him. The universe is not giving him what he has wanted. So he feels a little bit discouraged, and that's because he's been hitting tower moment after tower moment after tower moment. So the Tower in tarot is a major arcana. So this one, and this one. So the Fool, Temperance, and the Tower are major arcanas, and those are kind of like checkpoints, things that we kind of have to live through in our lives because that's part of our learning experience, right? We kind of have to go through those. So in this Tower card, he's, life has sparked something in him, an idea that has changed him, and to the point that it has destroyed the foundation, the building, or like the situation, environment, or whatever that he was in. It has been destroyed. So his idea of it or the function of it, it's all gone. Why? Because life wants him to build upon a stronger foundation based on the growth that he has gone through, and create even a more stable place for him to be on and to build upon, right? Because he has a stronger foundation. So life really was like, there's some changes that have to be done. Those changes and transformations came through, and it naturally just tumbled down what he had in his present moment, because it was just not strong enough to support all of these new changes that he's going through, right? So maybe people could be going out of his life, or maybe situations and projects are not working the way that he wanted, because those are not part of his life anymore. They're not going to benefit him. They have already run their course. It's time to move on and do something else, or for those people to change as well, or those situations to change in a way that will actually be in alignment with who he is. So those Tower moments are difficult, right? There's things that he has to release, things that he has to let go. May it be ideas, people, or situations, or even actions or way of doing things. Those things have to go away because they're not serving him any good anymore. But at at the time that he's in the present moment that he's living it through, it seems very difficult, challenging, or even like if it was a punishment by the gods, right? Like he feels like this higher power that he was asking for help just instead put him in punishments, right? And it's like, do this, do that, suffer this, suffer that. Like he could, again, the pessimistic mentality that he has is not necessarily bad. It's just naturally within him. Like that's just how he is. He just looks at why things don't work out or why things are bad before he actually starts seeing the good in them. So yeah, I don't really know how Doyoung is as a person, so you guys tell me if that's true or not based on what he says and how he thinks. But the last card that we have right here for his career is the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles talks about time management. It talks about having a balance between your career, your work, and like your like your entertainment and the things that you like to do. Leisure, your leisure time. I'm having an epiphany. That's the word I was looking for in one of the previous readings that I was recording. I don't even know which pile that was for. But yeah, with the Two of Pentacles, we're talking about someone that is learning how to balance their time, their health, their environment. Like they're learning how to balance two things out and being able to move forward and get things done with that balance. Two, it talks about balance. It talks about stability in the sense of two things or a relationship, or it talks about the balance within ourselves, the harmony within our environment, with ourselves or with other people. So in this case, I do feel that he's trying to find a balance between the way that he sees things and the way that his career is working out, because it seems like that's the biggest issue right now. How he views things kind of puts him down a little bit on his career. Like he kind of feels like, oh, things are not working out again, here we go, and he doesn't seem too content about that. But with time, things are going to slowly balance out, especially since he's been working on himself. Like currently he's working on his having like maybe he's meditating or he's just resting, and that's helping him get out of all of the things that are not working out for him and getting out of that mentality that things will never work out. So it seems like there's still stuff that he's working on in his career because transformations are just happening. But let's jump into his love life. What is going on in Doyoung's love life? That one flew. You saw that? Of course you did. You were right here. So we have Aquarius. So if I'm correct, okay guys, I have like 3 different lists for NCT because I always try to keep track. I'm trying to keep track of who I've done and who I haven't done their individual readings, and also I try to keep in mind their birthdays and stuff, so like that, like I know if I have them in the right order. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anyone. And I have like 3 different lists. One just has their name, the other one has their names and their birthdays, and another one was a list of who I have done and who I haven't done individual reading wise. And let me check. Oh, I don't have that list at hand. I think Doyoung is an Aquarius. That's what I was getting at. But if he's not, that's perfectly fine. Anyway, so with this Aquarius energy for his love life, seems like things are going to be different for him, or he could be the focus right now. This Aquarius card specifically, the imagery makes me think of someone that's trying to find balance between all the elements, right? The balance of how to take action and when to take action, the ability to stay stable with all of the metal makes me think of Earth, and then the water makes me think of having emotional balance. And Aquarius is naturally, it's an air sign, so this tells me that this is someone that is learning to have balance and harmony with their with their thinking. So let's see, give me more details. What is going on with Doyoung's love life? Again, 2 cards, clarity and space. So yeah, it seems like right now he's working on understanding his situation. He's working on getting the clarity that he needs and the understanding that he needs to be able to have a successful love life. And with the space, I think that right now he is staying on his own, or he's trying to keep some space in relationships because he wants to figure out himself a little bit. If I am correct, he is an Aquarius, and if that's the case, this card could be representing him. And right now he needs to be on his own and focus on himself. I do feel like he wants to focus on himself to be able to understand himself better, and therefore have the clear judgment, he'll have a clear mind, and being able to have this peace and harmony within himself, so like that he has the ability to interact with another energy outside of himself and not take things personally, or not be as affected, or feel like he is in a codependent relationship or anything like that. So he's working on himself right now, and because of that, he needs a lot of space. He may be in a period of isolation for quite a while now, because he wants to work on himself, right? He's trying to do things differently. He's trying to be a little bit innovative, and he wants to focus on other things and other areas of himself. So he's kind of at the moment keeping to himself. He's not really, like, he could of course be interacting with people, but he's not having anything too deep or too intimate with others, because he's working on himself. And right now he is spending all of that energy on him because he needs it. So he is keeping his distance and space from other people. Like, yeah, he wants a sense of unity, but right now he's still keeping his distance because there's some healing that he has to do, and he doesn't seem to want to deal with other people's baggage, or be influenced by other people, because again, he has a natural tendency to be pessimistic. So if he starts being pulled and weighted down by other people's issues, then I think he's going to find it kind of difficult to bring himself back up and be in harmony and balance again. So let's see more details about Young's love life. Yeah. So when I saw the Six of Pentacles reversed, it makes sense. He's not ready to give an equal give and take relationship, right? He feels like he's too out of balance to be able to properly provide to someone anything of value, or provide to someone I guess if someone were, if he was in a relationship and they were giving all of their love to him, he will find it kind of difficult to reciprocate that and give in return something of equal value, because right now he's focusing on himself. So he finds it kind of difficult to be able to focus on anybody else. He feels like he's not in the right space and the right mind to be able to deal with another energy outside of himself, and he wants to be able to provide for someone just as much as they're giving, right? So he wants to take as much as he can give, and he wants to give as much as he's taking from somebody else in a relationship. And I do feel that this can go outside of romantic relationships. Like right now he's kind of staying on his own because he wants unity, he wants honesty and truthfulness, but he wants to be able to give as much of the fortune that people are giving to him, all of their abundance, their happiness, maybe physical or just emotional. He wants to be able to provide something stable and something concrete in return, and he can't really do that if he's still working on himself. So he's a little bit out of balance right now, and therefore I don't think there's much going on in his love life or just any of his relationships. So friendships, family, he's working on himself right now for sure. And then we have the five, oh my goodness, we have the Hierophant. So here we are talking about Taurus energy. Seems like Doyoung is a type of person that loves to give to other people. He loves to give food, or he loves to eat food. He loves to either cook for other people. I don't even know if he knows how to cook, but he really loves to just give to other people. He could be the type that his love language is gift giving, and if not, he just likes to do other things for other people to help them out or to be there for them. Like, he likes to do that. But with this Hierophant, I do feel that he's struggling to be his own boss. He's struggling to be his own leader, because there's still a lot of conflicts and challenges and difficulties he's encountering, because he's still kind of like working on himself, right? So I do feel that this card being reversed kind of shows that he's trying to be his own teacher. He's trying to be his own mentor. He's trying to bring himself up little by little. So he's working on that. And before he goes along with that, he will not really be in any sort of relationship, because he needs his space just to think things clearly, just to think things through. Now let's jump to the last part of his reading, which is any healing messages for Doyoung. Let's see. We have the Sandpiper Spirit. Be playful. Life is just telling him, enjoy life. Stop like overthinking things. Stop being pessimistic about things, and just enjoy life for what it is and for what it has to offer. I do feel like he could be very worried about the conflicts that he's encountering, or he's very worried on trying to heal himself and put himself back into balance. That life is like, you know, you can still enjoy life a little bit. You can go around, have adventures, you know, hang out with people. You know, it doesn't have to be that deep. It doesn't have to be that serious. You know, why so serious, Doyoung? Just do what you want and enjoy it. Don't think too much about it. Okay, any more healing messages? Let's see. We have the porcupine spirit with time for beginner mind. So time for beginner mind kind of reminds me of the full energy right here. Life wants him to not start over as in like start a new file save in life, right? If the game of life. No. The universe is trying to encourage him to just try to think about things differently, right? Again, being less pessimistic, trying to be more optimistic, trying to be more happy, trying to see the good thing about things, you know, be more positive, just enjoying life, as we saw right here with being playful. So yeah, time for a beginner mind is like, life is like, we want you to reset a little bit. Not reset the lifestyle that you have or the path that you have gone through, but reset his way of thinking about things. But I do feel like he's doing a decent job if he's kind of like meditating and relaxing. By doing that, he's just giving himself the time that he needs to just grow naturally. Let's see, any more messages? Wait. We have the koi fish spirit reverse with there is always enough. So with this card in reverse, I think he is worried that maybe he's losing time, or maybe that he's losing resources, or that he's losing people. Like, he feels like he has to fight for something, or that he has to compete with other people to get something. Maybe that's why he may have quite the pessimistic mind, or maybe he doesn't realize that Spirit has plans for him that are beneficial to him and that are meant to guide him and to protect him and are like little rewards for him, things that are meant for him. He doesn't have to fight for them because they're already his. He just hasn't like unlocked the ability, if you want to put it that way. I don't think Doyoung is a gamer, but I am using a bunch of terms that are usually used when talking about games, so maybe that's just how he sees life, or maybe that's how the universe wants him to see life. Just see life as something you can enjoy and have fun with. There will be challenges and difficulties, you know, levels are going to be locked that he will slowly unlock when he levels up his character. But yeah, I do feel that there's this sense of he doesn't have to compete for other things. The things that he wants and the things that he has wished for are things that no one else can take away from him, because it's his already, and it will eventually just come to him when he's ready to receive it. And right now, if we look at his love life, for example, he's not ready for it because he's working on himself. So there's no point in bringing any sort of outside or external energies into him if he's working very diligently on improving himself as an individual. So life prefers to kind of give him the space that he needs right now to do what he has to do, and maybe that's why he feels like nothing good is happening, because he's just facing the challenges that he has to face through. But slowly with time, he's going to start reaping the rewards of his hard work and his hard labor, because yeah, there is quite some pentacles, so I do feel there's good things on the way for him. And his energy seems to be very balanced. I mean, we have earth right here, we have air, fire, and water, and here we have Mars energy. I think the Fool is Uranus energy, I could be wrong. Then we have Sagittarius and Taurus energy. It seems pretty balanced. There's not much water, but he seems to just be worried in general. Oh, I just realized here in Clarity, we have this purple gems that kind of look like amethyst, or it reminded me of that. And amethyst is usually a stone that could be used for clarity, healing, cleansing, and just having a peace of mind type of thing. So maybe he could have some amethyst around the house or within his person to help him relax a little bit. Very soothing and gentle energy to help him center himself and kind of clear his vibes in his environment, you know, maybe get rid of some of that pessimistic way of thinking about life. But yeah, that's all I have to say for Doyoung. His reading was pretty straightforward. It seems very clean, it seems very organized, so I do feel that that kind of reflects this Four of Swords energy. Like, he has a very clear way of thinking about things, he just can't help it see the worst of a situation before he starts building up his way towards the positive of something, right? That's just kind of how he is. I don't think there's anything to worry about that in that case, right? That's just how he is. So there's nothing to be like, oh no, he must be very sad, he must be very depressed, he's not moving forward. Like, no, that's just how he is. So and he knows how to work with that, because, well, that's kind of his neutral, natural state. But anyway, I hope you like this reading. I hope you learn from it, or that you find it entertaining. I will see you on the next one, and whatever that is, however that is. And love and healing from my part to you. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and bye.